Okay, go. Oh my god! Okay, just try to move my arm. Like, just try to move it. That's everything I have. That's everything.
You don't give me the credit I deserve.
You tipped me over. This video is over. I'm uncomfortable. What's up, you guys? It's Amber from Amber's Closet, and today I'm here with
Shan Boody.
You really got the stutter down though too. You got my stutter down.
This video is whatever you guys are gonna take from it, because honestly, like, we've had this conversation off camera before, and I thought that we should bring it on camera. And it really is just like how our upbringing affected our sexual experiences and the way we view sex growing up. We have almost similar upbringings, and the fact that we went to private school, like we were raised religious or Catholic, and how that upbringing affected what we learned about sex, what we know about it, and like how it was almost like, you know, voodoo, or like it was just like not talked about. And if it was talked about, it was talked about in a negative way. Literally, we had family life class. Did you have family life class?
Yes, yeah.
It was called family life, and like what you knew is like a very bare minimum basic. There was one page, I remember all of us went to that one page in like 6th grade, and where they finally showed body parts of like a female and a male, and like and the difference between those two. And it literally was like the most undefined, basic ass, like it was crazy. There was like, for the women, it was just like one little thing. There was no line or no definition. And for guys, it was like the balls were like just this, and then a little pee-pee.
Yeah.
Like it was
like a Ken doll.
Yeah, but they didn't explain how those went together, how you procreated, or any of those things. So like it literally was like these things. Wait till you're married. That's it.
In the 6th grade, I had a teacher literally say, a grown-ass woman, okay, and grade 6, like you're kind of old. You're like what, like 9? 10?
I think older than that, yeah.
Yeah, you're up there.
You're
and
up there.
She was like, sex is when two people who love each other very much hug for a very long time.
Oh Lord, I heard that too.
We all had to look at her like,
come on. Is that like a Catholic school theme?
Yeah, maybe.
Are you kidding me?
I went to a Catholic school, but I have a very unique experience because my dad is an atheist. And so I got it in school, but when I went home, it was like not really emphasized in the same way.
Yeah, same with me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, as you guys know, in any Catholic school setting, even though like during the school hours, it's like a very strict, ridiculous things being told to you during recess, that shit's more lit and wild than public schools, I think. Mm-hmm. People like explore more. Like,
yeah. Also, I mean, I can't sit here and blame the religions. I don't feel like my parents did a great job in explaining this to me. And I was always wondering if it was because of these backgrounds, these religious backgrounds.
It gave you the option of conservativeness.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really the option of liberalness. And it's crazy because I talked to so many people about their sex lives, and the people that I know who ended up with the healthiest sex lives, especially in their teens, are the ones where their parents gave them a lot of information and gave them a lot of, like, I know a lot of young girls who their mothers told them at a young age, like, masturbation is okay. Like, that is your private time. This is your body. If that's what you choose to do to feel good, like, just close your bedroom door and you can do what you want. It's your body.
Damn.
And they grew up with a really healthy perspective on sex.
I got mad because like in like 6th or 7th grade, when we started our periods, a lot of my friends would tell me that their parents came to them, showed them how to like use tampons, and then talk to them about birth control. And this was like before any of us were even talking about anything like that, but all their parents were like, hey, like if you get to this point, just tell me so we can make sure that you're safe about it. And I was mad because like my parents wouldn't even act like it was a thing that is real life. And so it like really bothered me. And so I was forced to like ask my older cousin, who gave me like such a weird look at what it was and made me feel really like gross about the subject.
Mm-hmm. It is shitty when someone takes the opportunity to make you feel like this is a big, great, beautiful thing, to like you should feel bad about yourself.
Mm-hmm. I think because I was already having feelings that I liked girls at a very young age also, that I was extra confused. And so I really wanted to know. I would see certain things on movies, but I couldn't get from my parents what was and wasn't okay. So then I just felt even more lost. And it's like not a good feeling at all.
I have a hard time with this because my mom and dad, they're cool parents. You know what I mean? That my dad especially is like, he gave us a like ask anything policy. My mom admittedly never really gave us the sex talk per se, but she always like, you know, communicated with me about relationships and like, you know, I wasn't allowed to date till I was 16, but they were still there as like a guide. But their policy was ask me anything, and you really don't know what to ask. And I remember my parents telling me a lot about their experiences, and my mom was like, oh, I lost my virginity at 18, and then the next person I met was your dad. And both experiences, like she was in love with the person, and that made me feel like a lot of pressure to have a perfect sex life. And it's like I was a very horny kid, like as a very horny kid, and I remember being 5 years old, and I had like a sexual experience with my friend. And it wasn't like us together.
Wait, how old?
Like 5.
Oh shit.
But like it was like we both had pillows, and it was like I remember it feeling so good. Like we had pillows, and I was like, oh, undress for your pillow, you know, kiss your pillow now, like sit on your pillow's face. Not that, but like you know what I mean. I was like, oh, like have this experience with your pillow, like show affection to your pillow. But it was like I remember it wasn't. I knew it was sexual. It wasn't like friendly. And then my friend told her mom, who told my parents, and I got in big trouble.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I should ask them like if they remember. I don't know why, but I remember the reason why I remember that experience so vividly is because I felt so much embarrassment and shame and like disgust for myself. And then I remember my Barbies were banned from being naked.
Oh.
Because they didn't have clothes on a lot, and like my mom would just find them like humping each other, like just laid down on top of each other naked. And then like I was banned from having naked Barbies, like, and that was kind of like that kind of stuff is like, as much as it's something small and simple, and I can see why they were doing it to try to like curb my mental from going too sexual, it also made me feel a lot of repression and shame. And so when I did start to get older, like around 13, 14 years old, it was like I didn't feel comfortable coming to them like I'm having these feelings. Because when I did have those experiences younger, I was shut down so hard.
Right.
And so
wow, we went through the same shit. I had 2 experiences when I was very young, I would say 6 and 9, and my mom reacting to them that made me feel the same.
What was your experience when you were 6 and 9?
Well, when I was 6, it was a boy, and then we got caught in the closet, and we got in so much fucking trouble. And then when I was 9, I was playing house with this girl, and like, yeah, she let me be daddy, like for real. And yeah, we just like, I don't know, we just had like, we kissed, we had like this rolling around moment. But I think her little brother or something saw and went and told my mom. And my mom didn't like interrupt the situation. She came like, I think the next morning she said something to me and she was pissed. I think that made me like really scared to like let someone like in or see me naked or anything like that.
One of the most empowering things that I did when I was studying sexology is they had this unit that was like an age by age guide to what is normal sexual behavior. And it started at like from the womb. Like in the womb, you know, it's natural that babies might be touching each other, or like doing forms of masturbation. And like at 5 years old, sexual exploration is common, and like humping pillows is common. And it was going through all these things. I'm like, it was so freeing for me because you're like, oh my gosh, like it's almost like saying, you know, when you're 1 year old, you'll start to like talk a little bit. Like there's a natural trajectory that we take on because at the end of the day, we are sexual beings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're put on this earth to procreate. The reason that we're all here is because somebody was sexual. Like we are a product of sexuality. So you can't run away from that. And it's not as if like you ignore that part of your life and magically when you get old enough and you fall in love, you know, that part just wakens up. It like naturally progresses all throughout your life. And like I wish, if anything, that my mom and dad, when they had those instances where they saw those sexual tendencies flare up in me, that they were like, this is normal. It's totally okay. Here's the appropriate way of doing these things. You know what I mean? You make sure if you're at a friend's house, you know, I get that you may want to, you know, explore together, but at the same time, you have to recognize the fact that they may not be where you are. So really just like, I wish they would have given me those kind of healthy alternatives, and it would have just fostered atmosphere of trust. I did some sexually deviant things, and like at age like 14 when I was really trying to figure it out myself, and like I didn't have the right tools, and it was only like porn and like books. Like I did some sexually deviant stuff that like I'm not proud of to this day, and I feel like those things could be avoided if I had like a healthy outlet.
And that's like the biggest thing for me is like I want to do this. Like I didn't go, and I mean I tried some things, but with you, it made you go and be like what you call rebellious and go and try things. But for me, it literally made me go the complete opposite. And I think that's why I wanted to make the video because we had almost the same upbringing, but it took us to different places. We were missing something and we went about it 2 different ways, and it took us longer, and that's like not cool. I literally was so scared to like attempt that. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that it was just like not talked about, or I didn't feel like I can go talk to my mom about it or whatever. And especially because I was thinking something else, I that's why I didn't come out for so long. What should others do if they don't have parents or anybody that they can talk to about it?
I mean, that's what the amazing thing about YouTube is, and I'm so proud whenever I read a comment that's like, this changed my attitude about sex, or this channel has given me so much perspective and freedom. Like that, I just intend to be, and that's why I'm so honest about my own experiences too. Like at the end of the day, like I want to share as much as possible with you guys so you can have that Me Too moment and know that like even somebody who has dedicated 10 years of their life to figuring this shit out has still made mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, and be on this journey with me. So I feel like if your parents aren't like that, it's kind of on you to get like that, and then slowly they'll come around. Like my mom and dad are like now starting to like really turn the corner, and they're a part of it. And like my dad talks to me about like changes in his body and like what he's going through and like what turns him on, which is like a weird, I'm sorry, it's so weird to say, but it's more like, yo, now we can just talk as people.
Yeah.
And he can be a part of my life in a way that like would have really been helpful
Back
15
then.
years ago,
Yeah.
but it's cool that we have that now.
Yeah.
If you don't have the parents who start that culture, you may have to be the one who starts it.
Yeah.
And I always say this because when it comes to my practice, if I am insecure in any way, I can never get complete comfort out of anybody else. I
Yeah.
have to be the example I want to see in the world.
Exactly.
And so it starts with you. If you're not fortunate enough to, to have parents who tell you to masturbate, and that's okay.
Just not knowing what was okay sexually and not, or whatever, and like what it did to me and how closed off it made me. And I feel like, I mean, that's part of the reason why today I can't engage in like casual sex or certain things. I'm just like, I don't have that capability. I have to trust someone, and in that trust I have to build a connection with someone before I'm able to, because I feel like because of the way I grew up and not I guess having those, what is it securities? I don't know. Like I don't trust enough in that way, I guess, to like just be like, oh, I'm cool, I'm a sexual being. Like,
sex is a really big deal. Oh, but making out is fine. Oh, cyber sex is no big deal. Oh, oral sex, that's nothing. And it's like, what's the difference? Like on a biological level, what's the difference? There's not. The difference is that like mentally, you're putting a different assignment onto different things. Like I'm clear, I'm not a casual penetration person, but I'm a casual oral sex receiver. I could receive oral sex from the milkman. Like it's not really I'm not like really like discriminant on who gets to like give it a go down there, but I am discriminant on who I give pleasure to, because it's just not my nature all around.
yeah,
But I
feel
think it's like, I do think that because you're a casual makeout person, but you're not a casual sex person. So I
would like to be. I guess that's
You
my
could be.
thing. I mean, not like I'm in a relationship. That's not what I'm trying to say here. I guess my thing is I wish that I could be more like open. I don't know. I guess when I was younger to do more exploring, I wish I had that capability. But I feel like with the way that I grew up and the way that like me being hidden from coming out and what I did and didn't learn, I feel like that had a major impact on that. I mean, the same with masturbation, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I felt like it was like a bad thing to do growing up, but like, why not be able to please yourself? But why am I not capable of that, What in my experience made it so I can't masturbate?
I feel like because you're such a pleaser that, you never really put yourself first. Like even in your family, like you are the provider, you're the breadwinner. Like you always end up being the person to look after other people.
From my mindset, I was always trying to figure out if it had something to do with like
being sexually repressed and that feeling like a dirty thing.
Yeah,
and that's possible. I think it's like, at the end of the day though, I mean, I don't push anything on anybody. I know a lot of people, who are demisexual, people who are asexual, who just aren't comfortable with a certain element of sexuality. And you just know what works for you. And it gets difficult because when we can go with this conversation, like everyone should masturbate. And then you're like, but I don't enjoy it. So I'm like, cool, don't do it. Because that's also that's also repression as well too. Because repression isn't just saying to someone you can't do something, it's forcing someone to feel like they should be doing something. When you get older, as long as you're at the place where you can trust yourself, trust your instincts.
That's exactly what I did. I just had to like trust in myself. Like this is what feels good for me, this is what I'm gonna do, and I just went with that. And then over time and over years, after all my processes, I found confidence in that. I wanted to like share this conversation with you guys and like, and maybe see if there's something that you guys can relate to in this. Maybe this can help you feel better about your upbringing or what your view is on sex, and not maybe take as long or take that hard road that we had to take to finally like find confidence and sexual empowerment in ourselves or whatever. Because I'm there now. Now I'm like, listen, I'm the shit,
making tutorial
whatever.
videos. Yo, I was saying to Amber, because I watched that video and I'm like, yes. But then I was like, where's the pro tips? You know what I mean? Like, we need a part 2. So if you guys agree that there needs to be how to give oral part 2, where we get the like actual pro tips. I want to talk about the different, there's 18 parts of the clitoris.
I say clitoris, but it was a joke, but she says it like that too.
I love clitoris. I think clitoris, I don't know, doesn't do it justice.
However you want to say it, at the end of the day, it's the same body part we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It has 18 parts. And so like, I want to hear you talk about, you know, the frenulum and then like the sides and then going, sucking on the mons pubis. Like, that's the stuff that I want to hear in part 2. Step it up. I've had a lot of bad oral sex.
Damn.
So I could give that.
I don't know if that happens in this world.
From the perspective of like what not to do, I've had my fair share.
Okay, so we might have to bring in what to do and then what not to do in those situations, because it clearly seems like there's a thin line between you going a little too far, bruh.
I don't
you know
like
what I'm
that.
saying?
Do you ever do that?
What?
The motorboat thing?
What?
Like,
that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing the action with my tongue. I don't need all that. But what's that gonna do?
It's rough out here.
Yo, most of the comments were saying that they're sending it to their boyfriends.
Oh, yes.
So
I think I could give oral sex better. As a novice who's never done it before, I believe I can outperform 88% of men.
I believe you. I
don't think I could outperform you.
Nah.
No.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
I can beat you in a race.
I have more experience than you. I'm beating you in the race. And I can wrestle you and win. Everybody, thanks Shannon for being here. This was a great conversation. I hope you guys appreciate this and enjoy it. If you're not subscribed to my homegirl, where the hell you been? You feel me? Make sure you go and click on the link down below. Go and check out her. Are you still scared? Make sure you guys click on the link below and go to subscribe to this one right here. And let's throw up our chains one time.
Oh, yes.
You guys always see this. I'm always wearing it. I talked about it in my last video. I also have the link down below for this. This is a part of her collection. You want to talk about it?
You talk about, I just want to say thank you to Amber, guys. Like, my subscriber count just reached 250,000. Amber worked with me when I was probably at 40,000 at the time.
Because you're the shit. You've always been the shit.
You just like have been such a loving and supportive person. And I've sent out a lot of these necklaces to a lot of my friends. And shout out to all you guys who did your one Instagram post.
But y'all whack.
You know what I mean? But Amber has done more than enough for me. And
this changed my life though. Like, I'm always gonna be supportive of everything that you do. Like, that's number one. But this changed my life. I'm just gonna be honest. I bought them for my best friends as well. It's great. Like, I haven't been one, like I just said, to be able to like please myself, but this pretty much it's changed a lot. Let me just say that like it has a lot of different like speeds and then it warms up. It's great.
You use it on yourself, really? That makes me so happy.
Are you sure? Because it's right here. Like,
you use this on yourself? Amber, this is a big breakthrough.
It goes everywhere with me. I'm not joking. Like, I'm not joking.
I love you. I really do.
I thought you were just scared of me.
Well, now I'm just like deeply like feeling like a mother to you. Like I'm.
You have changed. I appreciate it. You have helped me change and open up in this way. So yeah, and that was hard to do. So thank you.
Thank you.
So shanboody.com/shop, link down below. Use the code BOOTY, and you're gonna get like a little discount thing on the shipping thing. So
you're such a good friend.
Oh gosh,
you're such a good friend.
I'm not even doing anything extra.
You're such a good.
Calm down. Anyways, are you gonna say bye to him or are you just out?
I love you guys so much because you love Amber, and anyone who loves Amber, I love you.
And I love you guys too. Stay amazing. We'll see you soon. Peace.